Modi. Rahul Gandhi, during the course of the no confidence motion, called Prime Minister Narendra Modi a traitor, a murderer of India's voice. In very clear words, he said that Modi is the murderer of Hindustan. He didn't stop here. I'm talking about Rahul Gandhi, who said that Modi apparently is almost like Ravana, who just listened to two voices, that is Meghnada and Kumbhakarna. And then he went on to say that Modi listens to only two people, and that is Mr. Adani and Amit Shah. The question we are asking is this one of the sharpest attacks by Rahul Gandhi on Narendra Modi? Does it puncture the nationalist image of Narendra Modi? And of course, what has this no confidence motion at the end of the day achieved? I'm joined by a special panel. Javed Ansari, senior journalist and editor, joins us. Sharad Gupta, senior journalist and editor. Thank you so much for joining. Pushpraj Deshpande, who's the director of the Samrit Bharat Foundation. Thank you so much, Pushpraj, for joining. And let me begin with Javed Ansari. Javed, how would you rate Rahul Gandhi's speech today? Can we really say that this is one of the sharpest attacks on Narendra Modi?
Look, as far as rhetorical flourishes go, it was low on that. He's no Atal Bihari Vajpayee or, for that matter, Shashi Tharoor. But yes, I would agree with you. It was a very sharp, very pungent, very focused attack. He did struggle to formulate his thoughts or translate his thoughts into Hindi when he began his speech. But as it went on, he got into the stride. He found his feet, and then he went in all guns blazing. He likened the Prime Minister to Ravana, says that the reason it was Ravana's arrogance that laid him low, and this is perhaps indicating that this is what will be the cause for your downfall as well. He blamed the Prime Minister for the divisiveness, for not just for what is happening, for all the bloodletting and civil war-like situation in Manipur, but also what is happening across the country, notably in Gurgaon, for the divisiveness, for the poison that and the hate that seems to permeate the air these days. So it was very sharply focused way. And of course, he used a lot of local similes. You know, you and I may not really, it may not mean much to us, but to the common person, especially in the Hindi-speaking space, likening him to Ravana, invoking Ravana, invoking Meghnad, invoking, which is the third one? Ravana?
No, he said that Ravana listened to two voices, that is Meghnada and Kumbhakarna. And
Meghnada and Kumbhakarna.
Yes.
So all this is something which the common man, especially in the Hindi-speaking areas, immediately will identify with. Right. Now we can expect the Prime Minister to come down heavily, as he always does. On him tomorrow, the Prime Minister will speak and go on and on and on, at least for 40 minutes bare minimum. But yes, as attacks go, Rahul did very well to focus the debate, focus his attack on the Prime Minister, focus his attack on Mr. Amit Shah, and of course, Adani. Yesterday, when the debate began, it was initiated by Mr. Gaurav Gogoi, and he did a splendid job. And it made sense now to field him first and not Rahul, because he's from the Northeast. He spoke in Hindi, spoke in a very calm, assured, matured manner, and laid bare all the facts. In him, the Congress appears to have found somebody, one for the future as far as not just Assam, but the Northeast is concerned. But the killer punch, or the knockout punch, if one can call it, was delivered by Rahul Gandhi this afternoon.
Right. Sharaji, if I may come to you, as we are going live at this point of time on the federal, Amit Shah is making his speech in Parliament. And it's a very predictable speech. We cannot say that Amit Shah has spoken anything different than what was expected. But he did mention a line where all the leaders started smiling, especially the BJP parliamentarians, when he said, the picture to abhi baki hai, abhi to aapne trailer dekha hai, that this is just a trailer, you have to see the entire film tomorrow, hinting at the fact that probably Prime Minister will be at his blistering best. What can we expect really tomorrow when Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks, especially after what Rahul Gandhi has said today?
Listen, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has already given an indication of what he intends to do in no confidence motion. He said during the BJP Parliamentary Party meeting, the last call pe to chikka marna hai. So that means Prime Minister or the BJP whole party, all the MPs included, they don't want to join the issue on Manipur. They are saying the no confidence motion as a cricket match, which they have to win at any cost, and वो last call पे तो six मारना है. So the knockout punch or killer punch, whatever you may say, but again, I don't think his speech is going to be any different from what Amit Shah or Smriti Irani, for that matter, have been speaking, and for that matter, even Nishikant Dubey. So, secondly, this is a no confidence motion. So, I don't think Prime Minister is going to dwell much on Manipur. Most of the times, he is going to talk about achievements of his government during the last 9 years. One. Second thing he'll like to emphasize is blaming Congress for whatever is bad in India and especially Manipur. So as other BJP speakers have also been pointing out that whatever has happened is happening in Manipur, it's not because of BJP, but because of Congress misrule. So that's again same line I think the Prime Minister is going to take. So and maybe something he's going to say very nasty about the family, the Gandhi family, because he has already indicated in BJP Parliamentary meeting that parivar var se chutkara pana hai. So I think he's going to again talk about the dynasty politics. So that's what I feel is what he's going to say.
Now, Pushpraj, if I may come to you, that of course, Rahul Gandhi's speech has been the high point. It was a comeback speech after he was reinstated in Lok Sabha. But have the opposition parties been able to do justice to the issue of Manipur? I mean, the question why I'm asking is that has Manipur just made an incidental reference, or do you feel that, opposition has done justice by making Manipur the central theme? Because it appears that Manipur was just a reference, but not the main theme as what was expected, in the build-up to the no confidence motion. Yes, Pushpraj.
Hi, Nilu. See, currently, as we're speaking, I'm looking at Twitter. The Home Minister, Amit Shah ji, is caricaturing the no confidence motion as an attack on the Prime Minister. He's alleging that the India bloc is trying to score political points and mudsling at the Prime Minister. I'm fairly certain that India moved the no confidence motion just to get the BJP government to discuss Manipur in Parliament, which is their constitutional duty as per Article 75(3). The cabinet, as per that article, is accountable to Parliament. The Prime Minister has not been speaking in Parliament. He has not been focusing on attention on Manipur, but India wanted to constructively offer tangible solutions to redress the unprecedented problem in Manipur. So it's not a side issue. They wanted to make it centerpiece. The problem was the Prime Minister was unwilling to either listen or intervene in Manipur. He basically abdicated his responsibilities and outsourced the problem to lesser officials, unequipped to deal with this problem holistically. So the opposition had to move the no confidence motion, and the opposition is sticking to that in the national interest. They're not using this opportunity to launch a 2024 election, which is what the BJP is doing. The BJP instead instead of focusing on Manipur, instead of seeking constructive suggestions and trying to resolve the issue, they have basically misused this opportunity to resort to mudslinging and political grandstanding. In doing so, they have compromised India's and people's well-being. And look at the kind of stuff that they said. They basically use this opportunity to score political points. I mean, if you think about all the people that have spoken so far since yesterday, Minister Irani raised the Kashmiri to talk about this Kashmiri part today. But of course, even in doing so, she conveniently forgot that when the exodus happened, it was the BJP that was supporting the VP Singh government at the center, and there was president's rule in Jammu Kashmir. She also did not talk about the fact that they've been in government for 10 years. What's stopping them from rehabilitating Kashmiri Pandits? They've abrogated Article 370. There's a lieutenant governor there that they have appointed. Secondly, MP Nishikant Dubey spoke about Damad yesterday. Again, the same logic. They've been in government for 10 years. Investigative agencies are the BJP government's puppets. If someone has indulged in malfeasance, what's stopping the BJP from cracking down? They are just basically doing grandstanding. Thirdly, they also spoke about corruption-free India. They should, but they conveniently forgot that most papers today have spoken about the scam in the PM Jan Ayush Yojana. Forget the VAPAM scam, forget the 40% government in Karnataka. 14.5 lakh crores have been written off from banks, and the PM has been mute. He's famously said that he'll bring back money and deposit 15 lakhs in our accounts. Where is that money? And let's not forget that the fuel that driving Operation Lotus is also black money. So then again, this BJP spokesperson also spoke about NewsClick allegedly getting money from Chinese companies and deliberately spreading Chinese aligned news. I mean, it's a bit rich for the BJP to speak about the media spreading aligned news when they themselves, when there is this entire concept of Godi media now. And the fact is that the BJP itself, PM Cares has taken money, 500 crores from Paytm, which has got money from Chinese companies. Huawei has given 7 crores. Other companies have given between 50 crores, 10 crores, and so on and so forth. So the point is, my basic point is, the BJP used the no confidence motion to launch its 2024 election campaign. That's it. They are not interested in resolving Kashmir. They're not interested in redressing what is happening in Haryana. They are just focused on partisan politics. That's it.
Right. Javed, if I may ask you, and I'm asking you questions both about the opposition and the ruling party. How seriously have they dealt with the big Manipur question? As what I was asking Pushparaj also, because if you look at the opposition leaders, they have also spoken about Manipur, but then they've gone on the larger issues on which they wanted answers from the government. And of course, the ruling party hasn't bothered to deal with the Manipur question at all. And they have spoken about all sorts of things. So the Manipur, the basic premise on which the no confidence motion was brought about, has it really achieved its purpose? Javed.
Look, Nilu, I have a different take. This no confidence motion is not just about Manipur. Manipur is the peg. It's the provocation. But a no confidence motion is not a single issue. The motion itself is worded that this House expresses no confidence in the government. It's about the overall functioning of the government, particularly its handling, especially in the way it has handled, mishandled the Manipur situation. Gaurav Gogoi, who's moved the motion, he opened the debate and he spoke extensively on Manipur. And I think he did a reasonably good job, reasonably splendid job. He spoke very well, marshaled his facts, spoke in Hindi for somebody from Northeast. So the Rahul Gandhi's speech was focused largely on Manipur. He spoke of his personal experience, spoke of when he went there, and then how they had used this to divide, how Manipur is a template which is being tried across the country. So yes, of course, other parties, the DMK, while they touched upon Manipur, they also focused on other issues. It just cannot be one issue. Manipur is the provocation. Like I said, it's the main thing. But all the other issues cannot be, the economy, the way the rising majoritarianism, rising the kind of level of hate and poison that permeates the air. So these are all issues which people have drawn attention to. The way the economy is tanking, unemployment is rising, there is no joblessness, how crony capitalism is ruling the roost, how only 2 or 3 business houses are getting all the lucrative contracts while all the others are left to fend for themselves. So how statehood is suffering, governors are acting as agents of the center rather than as neutral empires. So there is a bouquet of issues. So the focus, of course, has to be Manipur. As far as the government is concerned, I mean, they would want the world to believe that Manipur as an issue doesn't exist. So they've spoken of everything under the sun, including Rahul Gandhi's flying kiss, existent or non-existent, but they have not spoken about the problem which looms large, which stares the country in the face, which is the bloodletting and civil war-like situation in Manipur.
Right. Absolutely. But Charaji, if I come back again to Rahul Gandhi's speech, which on social media seems to be like a very muscular speech, which has punctured Modi's 56 inches image today. But in realistic terms, has it really done that? Has it demolished? What does it do to Modi's image? If I talk specifically about Rahul Gandhi's speech of today, how does it really puncture Modi's image today? Has it done that?
Actually, BJP is a very well-oiled publicity machinery, and more so, it is inclined towards polishing Mr. Modi's image 24/7. So, whatever uh, Rahul said, that was immediately contradicted, mocked by BJP leaders, including Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani, about joint twins and whatnot. She was mocking at Rahul Gandhi, and then Bharat Mata, murder. It's all kind of innuendos. Because I think Rahul's message has gone home, and as days go by, I think we'll see the message being percolated down to the grassroots level. So let's wait for a couple of more days and let's see how people react to it. But I think it was a very powerful speech, especially the symbolism, especially the attack on Manipur, his narration of Manipur events, and most importantly, the comments on Adani. And every time he spoke of Adani, and the entire ruling benches, they were on their feet. And he said in so many words that you don't react when I criticize the prime minister, you don't react when I criticize the home minister, but you every time I name this person, so you guys are up in arms. So that shows that who is actually running the government.
Right.
So somehow he got the ruling party's vote.
Hmm.
That's what I think. Yes.
Okay. Pushpraj, despite the fact that it was a powerful speech and quite a number of people liked what Rahul Gandhi said, but it also had its fair share of controversy with this flying kiss controversy floating, that, he was trying to give a flying kiss to Smriti Irani. Would you call this an attention diverter, or would you say that it was a faux pas which Rahul Gandhi didn't realize and he made it?
See, Niluji, firstly, I didn't see the flying kiss because in the 35 minutes that Rahul Gandhi spoke, Sansad TV was focused on the speaker for over 15 minutes.
Right.
Quite frankly, it's a classic case of the boy who cried wolf too often. The BJP has been so untruthful so often that it's difficult to believe anything they say. But let's assume that the BJP is being honest. Even if the flying kiss did happen, India's national pledge first line is, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. So to be equally reductive, can't brothers and sisters be affectionate towards each other? Those who want to see the worst in people will only be suspicious of even genuine, heartfelt and platonic expressions. And we all know that the BJP is deliberately being reductive because it wants to deflect attention from the substance of the debate. So right. I, frankly speaking, feel that let's not expend any more time on this specious and frankly frivolous argument. We should focus on the substantive.
Right. Okay. So you feel that this was an attention diverter. Javed, if I may, I really want your opinion on this as well, the flying kiss controversy, because quite a number of people are writing on the social media and it's trending on Twitter. In fact, the flying kiss. How would you really see this? This is an attention diverter, or would you really say that probably this was a moment which Rahul Gandhi intelligently could have avoided, especially when he was inside the house?
Well, the truth lies somewhere in between.
Okay.
If I were Rahul Gandhi, I would be very careful with what I say and what I do, knowing fully well that the BJP hawks are waiting in the wings to pounce on any right. and everything. The other is, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is a diversionary tactics on the part of the BJP. So even if Rahul had done nothing, if Rahul had got up, bent down and or knelt on the carpet and kissed the floor in a dramatic fashion like our Prime Minister did, even then that would have become controversial. But having said that, one needs to be very careful with what you say, because, you have people lying in the wait. When there is no substance, then you react to such side tricks, so you then divert attention. This is what the BJP is doing.
Right.
And now, if you notice, the Godi media, everybody is debating just this. Yeah. Nothing about what Rahul Gandhi said. For that matter, even nothing about what poor Amit Shah ji is saying. He'll be very disappointed for having quoted and taken care of the media in such a in the manner that they have done. They are not focusing on him. They are focusing on that flying kiss, real or imaginary. God knows who it was intended for. They are focusing on that rather than on the substantive issues that were raised by Smriti Irani ji and by Mr. Amit Shah ji. So I don't know. I mean, the level of debate. It is maybe, if I was Rahul Gandhi, I would have prepared for this speech a bit better.
Right.
Focused it, because if you go through his speech, initially he had difficulty in translating his thoughts into Hindi, especially about connecting the dots as far as the Bharat Jodo Yatra was concerned and what it meant. It took some time for a lot of us to understand what he was saying. He, of course, came into his own when he started honing in. And if I were him, again, it's difficult to second guess. There must be a strategy in his mind. If I were in his place, I would have focused my attack on Modi, on this government, how this government has been an unmitigated disaster, failure on all fronts, and gone on from there and said what he had to say.
Right.
So, but then, expending so much of time and energy on this flying kiss, and now Hema Malini ji was there. She was made to sign. Now we can assume that she was forced into signing, because when she came out, she's an innocent person. She came out and she spoke the truth. She says, I didn't see him giving a flying kiss and all that. I don't know. Ab kisi ke dil mein koi tamanna hai, I mean, there's nothing that one can do about that.
But picking your point, Javed, where you said that the speech could have been better prepared.
Better
Sharad,
crafted,
I
yes.
ask you, yes. Do you feel, Sharaji, that Rahul Gandhi could have made a better speech? And there was a lot of scope, because initially, even I felt when I saw the speech, that the initial portion of the speech sounded a little flat. Maybe the tone and the tenor sounded flat, but then he did a good build-up. How he spoke about the voice of India, then voice of India leading to Modi as a murderer of the voice of India, then the murderer of Hindustan. The build-up was good, but the initial part, the way he began, could have been better, Sharaji. What do you feel?
Certainly, you're right. Initially, when he spoke about Adani and the build-up, and then when he spoke about his Bharat Jodo Yatra, that part was good, but then he went on to delve too much on Bharat Jodo Yatra. So I think, and then talking about his joint venture, but he wanted to share with the country how much his own perception changed. He said,
and even Smriti Irani, I found, took pot shots on his joint pain while she was making her
right.
speech.
And the way he put it, that my ego was demolished by India. So this is a country which सबका अहंकार खत्म कर देता है. So he was in fact taking a portrait at the Prime Minister himself कि भाई आपका अहंकार इतना बड़ा है, रावण का नहीं रहा. तो जो मैं अपना अहंकार लेके चला था, मेरा अहंकार नहीं रहा. So there is nobody who can laugh or criticize himself. Nobody can win over him. He's somebody who can criticize, who can laugh at himself.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, so for the last comment, Pushpraj, if I may ask you, Rahul Gandhi's speech ended abruptly. And what does that mean? And taking a cue from what Amit Shah said, that what you are seeing today is just a trailer, the entire film is yet to unfold tomorrow. Are we going to see some kind of a new manifestation by the opposition parties tomorrow? Maybe Rahul Gandhi speaks again. Are we going to see that, or what does it look like? I mean, of course, I know Javed ji is saying no, but the way he ended abruptly, I know he had to go to Rajasthan, but then some quarters have started saying that Rahul might speak again. Is that a possibility? I'll come to you, Javed ji.
Okay.
Yes, Javed ji, you want to make a
With
point?
Pushparaj's permission, he has spoken, and now the only person who will get a chance to speak again is Gaurav Gogoi, because he initiated the debate. Once the Prime Minister replies, Gaurav Gogoi can make a short speech. Rahul Gandhi cannot intervene or interject in the course of this debate. He's had his chance, and he's made whatever he had to out of it. No longer.
Absolutely. That's the technicality of the no confidence motion. But yes, Pushpraj, over to you.
Yeah. So no, we'll see what happens tomorrow now. I don't want to speculate on what the opposition and it's very clear what the Treasury benches will do. They're just going to resort to cheap theatrics and semantics tomorrow. So let's not delve too much time on that. I do want to end by saying that I'm remembering the first. I'm a bit old-fashioned, so I'm remembering the first no confidence motion that Acharya Kripalani had moved in 1962. That no confidence motion was also foredoomed by the arithmetic of numbers. But Pandit Nehru made sure that he sat for 4 days, made sure the entire cabinet sat for the 21-hour, 41-minute debate and responded to each charge, Dr. Lohiya's, Acharya Kripalani's, patiently, politely, without mudslinging. And in fact, at one point in the debate, I'm looking at the transcript here, I was reading while you were saying, while his own backbenchers were beginning to say that Pandit Nehru perfect hai, sab hai, he said this, Dr. Lohiya did me the honor of referring to me repeatedly in his speech. I do not wish to argue about myself. It is unbecoming of me to focus on myself. To do so anyhow would be wrong. That would bring the debate down to a singularly low level of the marketplace. Now, juxtapose this to what the BJP is doing today. None of them are responding to anyone in the opposition patiently, considerately, or in the national interest. And unlike Pandit Nehru, are constantly talking only about the Prime Minister. The only thing they are saying is Modi, Modi, Modi.
Right. And one last point, which I wanted to take a quick comment from Javed and Sharaji. Javed, if I may come to you first. This conspicuous absence of Narendra Modi during the no confidence motion. People are not talking about it. How can a Prime Minister be missing from a no confidence motion? What do you really have to say? A very quick comment and then I'll go to Sharaji. Yes.
Baba, he is not just Prime Minister, he is Vishwaguru. He's above all these niceties. He's above all these niceties. Yes, you are talking of ordinary mortals like Jawaharlal Nehru, like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, like Indira Gandhi. He's Vishwaguru, Baba. He's beyond all this. At least this is what he wants the world to believe. So he'll come tomorrow and rain fire on the opposition, particularly Rahul Gandhi and the Congress dynasty, Karaf, Vagera, India Chodo, India this, India that, and then go. He's above all that. He's not answerable or accountable to anybody, including Parliament.
Right. Okay, Sharaji. So what's your comment? The no confidence motion, of course, is going to end tomorrow with Prime Minister's speech. But his conspicuous absence, how would you really say how he's treated this no confidence motion? Yes.
In fact, lots of Twitter handles run by maybe BJP or BJP sympathizers, they kept on tweeting that the Prime Minister was sitting in his chamber and listening, rapt attention, the debate, he was taking notes and all that. And he is going to reply to all the points made by the opposition leaders. But if he can listen to the speech in his chamber, why can't he come to the Parliament, to the House, and listen to the speech, each and every leader himself? So that is demeaning the House. And that's not good for parliamentary democracy. Sorry, but it's not in good spirit.
Right. So all eyes now would be on what Prime Minister Narendra Modi says and how he conducts himself. All eyes would be on that. Thank you so much, Sharaji, Javed, Pushpraj. Thank you so much for joining. I want to appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion.